What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the regular A to Z. This is the full in-depth A to Z where we go through every single god. It's been a while since we've done it. We are finally moving on to Ao Kuang. Yeah, with the Assassin A to Z going on, I do want to try and start working on getting these out as well. If you guys remember, or, you know, maybe you haven't even seen one of these before, these are very, very dedicated videos. I put in a lot of work trying to get a very good take with it, where we cover a lot of stuff about the god in the video itself. And so it takes a lot more time to get these out than the A to Z. That doesn't mean I'm always actively recording these. Obviously, it has been over a month. It may be multiple months since the last one of these. I'm hoping we can get one of these out at least once a week, or at least even maybe twice a week. Not even totally sure. Of course, last time I said that, we uploaded like one, and then it's been a couple months. So we'll see about that. Today we are playing Ao Kuang. Ao Kuang, basically a magical assassin, pretty unique character, very different from a lot of the gods in SMITE. But pretty much entirely played as a jungler, occasionally a solo laner, and very, very bursty. He is really pretty much a magical assassin. Obviously, he's technically a mage because there's no sort of magical assassin type class. As far as his abilities are concerned, we'll try and run through these pretty quick. Obviously, you guys can look at these yourself, but if you do want to know through the video itself, we'll cover them a bit as well. His passive's a little weird, and it's gone through some reworks. It honestly might go through some more. Thanks for the help. But basically the way his passive works is you get stacks of it over time every 20 seconds. It also replenishes entirely if you execute someone with your ultimate, and you get up to 3 stacks. With your passive, you get Isis, no. Just no. She's asking me to magically run from red to there. No, we don't have your red buff. You're welcome. But the way it works is you get a 2-second cooldown reduction on your ability as long as you have stacks whenever you hit an enemy god with it. So it doesn't apply to clearing jungle camps, only applies, no, it only applies to clearing, or not clearing, but, you know, fighting enemy gods. You also get 5% of your max HP back, which is pretty good. Let's see if we can do anything right. Not sure if we can. They might invade as well. Right lane, very, very low. Medusa should have dash, right? We can try and dump on her a little bit. Oh, she doesn't have dash. She got her one like a greedy girl. All right, we're trying not to die to minions. We're dying to minions. There's not a whole lot to do about that, man. Look at... Hang on. Why isn't it showing up? There we go. That's the damage we took from minions. That's quite a bit, man. That's rough. There's not a whole lot to do about that. We got so wrecked by them, dude. That's okay. We got first blood. I guess we got it from Isis, technically. We would have gotten first blood. We got a kill. We died. It's not that big of a deal. We actually had a pretty decent farm route right there as well, so we actually are still a little bit ahead of a Wheelix, which is nice. But yeah, that's pretty much the passive. You get a 5% health heal, you get a 2-second cooldown reduction, you get it from fighting gods. It's decent, it's kind of weird. It's honestly not that big of a deal because they've also nerfed him in return for giving him this passive, which is slightly new. It hasn't existed for super long. Because his 3 used to have a 5-second cooldown, now has all the way to a 9-second cooldown. They've continued to nerf it. I don't think we can kill Ama here. It's hard to do much with early game Ao Kuang. He's not a good early game character. He's really more of a mid to late game god. Once we get ultimate, we can do some work. We don't have it yet. All right, we are going to clear this real quick because it's a fat ass wave and I could take the farm. We are about to get ultimate, so I'm actually down to play a little aggressive with Ama. Little does she know. Oh, okay, she figured it out. She did figure it out, but yeah, we actually had a chance at killing her there if she didn't back out. Actually, is she gonna stay? Because we can still kill. She's not gonna stay, it looks like. We're gonna go peek her blue buff real quick. I don't think she went to it. I'm guessing she backed. She is on it. Oh, it's a Wheelix that's on it. What's up? That was actually a really good beat. She was just about to be an execute there. She might be dead anyways. She's not dead anyways. Arthur, frag her, please. Please. No, that's too bad, man. Hang on. Can we get a blink on her? Is she going to be greedy? No, okay. There's not a point in fighting Ama, so we're just going to leave. Oh my god, dude. Don't bring her to me. Just run to your lane. Stop stalling my back, dude. There we go. Moving on to the rest of the abilities. Ao Kuang's one, fairly simple. The way it works is you get an invis slash little mini teleport. It doesn't go super far. I'm trying to think, is this on Insta? It is. Okay, well, rip. you get a little blink. I think it goes like 20 or 30 units. It is instant, which is really, really good. The best way to use this ability is typically as a juke slash damage ability because you get invisibility, but you can pop the cloud that you leave behind for really quick damage, and you get a really quick juke about it. So there's kind of sort of 2 ways to use it, where you can use it as the invis, or you can use it for the damage slash juke. Typically, when you use it for a juke, you know, you're trying to juke something, you're normally in range to actually hit someone with it as well. So you normally want to try and hit the damage as well as juke an ability at the same time. But what you can also do is you can also use it as an invis either to get away from people, little mini escape, or you can use it to get into fights from afar. So there's a decent amount of different uses. Keep in mind, the actual one itself, very obvious. Look at that. Very bright, makes a decent amount of sound. If you're using that close to someone, they're gonna know, unless they're, you know, blasting music or just totally clueless. So if you're using it for the invis, you normally need to use it from far away. Now, if you just purely don't want them to know exactly where you are, that's fine. But if you're actually trying to sneak in for a gank, you got to use it pretty far away. The invis lasts for, I want to say, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And so you do have time to actually sneak in, but you have to use it from far enough away that they're not going to realize you're there. So that's another way to use it. Normally, it's just for the juke and the damage, because you do get a decent amount of damage out of this ability. It's got pretty good magical power scaling, too. All right, Amma's going to be hard to kill. We're probably just going to leave her alone for now. Moving on to the 2 Dragon Call for Ao Kuang is a pretty unique ability. It's a mixture of an auto attack steroid and a ranged ability, and it's just kind of up to you how you Isis is whiffing absolutely everything, dude. It's really up to you how you use it. So basically, with the 2, you get 6 dragons. You can throw the dragons, which will give you damage based on how many you have left, or you can auto attack, and every single auto attack will proc a dragon as well. You can also proc them with the 3. The 3 will proc a dragon on every single target you hit, but it is 1 dragon per target. So if you use your 2 and then your 3 and you hit a jungle buff, for example, you'll use 3 dragons just to do 1 extra dragon's damage each to each of those camps. All right, we should just have Dead Awelix right here. She juked it. Now she's Dead Awelix. There we go. There we go. That's actually a pretty hot juke on her part. Don't think it was calculated at all, but it worked out. Let's just do mids. I was hoping we'd have a chance to go in. We didn't. But yeah, so normally the way you want to use this ability, and we can actually look at the scaling to show it, normally you want to auto attack with this. It starts doing similar damage, range and attack, but quickly what happens is, do I need to just mute this Isis? She's so obnoxious, dude. She constantly wants to invade. I'm doing things, okay? I'm trying to talk to people here. Yeah, like, you can want to invade and all, but, like, you can't magically make me do it, man. I'm not just going to do whatever you want. But the attack damage scales up over time to be much, much stronger than the range damage. So the range damage starts good, but then doesn't continue to be that much stronger. Really, it mostly gets stronger through your magical power scaling from your items. But the attack damage gets incredibly good as you level it, to the point that the entire ability, if you auto-attack for every single dragon, will do 540 base damage from just the dragons. And of course, you're also getting the auto-attack damage as well, so that's a lot of damage. So really what that means for Ao Kuang is a lot of time you want to fight very, very close range, and you're normally going to be using your 1 in order to prolong that. A lot of time you'll engage with maybe a blink, or maybe you'll just run up on someone, and then you'll 1 for a little bit of distance and stick to them a little longer. You normally can't get every dragon off, and what you can do is you can get as many dragons as possible off through your auto attacks, and then you can throw them at the end for the little bit of damage left, and also for the slow, because you do get a little 20% slow as well. Actually, I think it's technically a tiny bit more, right? It's 20%, but you get a little bit more time for each dragon, so it slows them longer depending on how many you have left. Isis in a bit of trouble. We'll try and help her out. I'm sure she was spamming me to gank this, because we all know we have to invade everything ever. I think we can clean up Sylve without dying. Not totally sure. Can we? Yeah, we can, just barely. Oh, no, I lied. I lied, man. Oh, wait, we're fine? Nice. Yeah, no, Amma completely whiffed her too. If she didn't whiff it, I think we're dead there, because I'm pretty sure she has her ultimate. Yeah, by the way, if you guys are wondering, Mast, why aren't you invading with Isis? In another game, I might. These games are very distracting. So, yeah, she wants to invade, and yeah, she's probably salty that I'm not invading with her. The last thing I need when doing one of these videos is to spend a lot of time very aggressively invading and potentially making a lot of misplays. So we're going to play this game pretty chill, pretty standard, and, you know, if she isn't okay with that, then that's on her. So, yeah, sorry, that's how it's going to go. When you're recording something this in-depth, you got to focus your mind on something. And so we're going to play more normal and not be doing some crazy invade nonsense. By the way, really farmed right now. Level 10, 4-1. We're off to a really good start this game. One thing that really helps, it's pretty normal. But wait, what? I could have, what? All right, well, I'm wrong. I was going to say that Awelix has Blink, which makes it easier to execute. I could have sworn she did. No, she has beads. I don't know why she hasn't been able to beads more of these. All right, we're just going to go ahead and go for the slow here, because that's going to help Huyi. I'm just trolling with these 3s right now. I don't know why I whiffed that. Yeah, normally you want to go for the melee range there. I figured that would just be a free kill if we slow it so Huyi can land some shots. Sure enough, he's able to get in there and finish it off. Awelix going to come over in just a second. We'll turn on her. What's up? Try and get that off. Is she really going to fight this? Being a greedy girl. Yeah, that's what the beads looks like. I guess she's just had it down from fighting Isis. We're actually going to slow... Yeah, never mind. If we had mana, if I actually popped this mana pot, we maybe could have killed, but we're running out, so we're going to dip. Moving back onto the abilities, we covered the 2, we covered the 1, we covered the passive. Hang on, what do we want to build right now? Shamans? Yeah, there we go. But moving on to the 3, incredibly simple ability. It's a cone, it does damage, and like I said before, it'll proc your dragons if you have your dragons already procced. And that's basically all there is to it. It's a cone that does damage. It used to also proc item effects, like auto attack item effects, such as Polynomicon. It doesn't anymore, ended up being a little too strong, so Hi-Rez took it out. So now, yeah, it's just a really simple ability for the most part. The ultimate for Ao Kuang is a little bit weird. It's an execute, but different than other executes, it's also a CC leading into the execute. So in order to execute someone at the 30% health threshold, you need to actually hit the CC, which means beads will get them out of execute even if they're in the execute range, which, yeah, is a bit weird. I don't think there's any other ability like it that I can think of, which is actually kind of cool. So basically, beads is ironically the counter, not Aegis, which is, you know, normally the contradict, or the, it's contradictive to what it normally would be. Normally, Aegis is how you get out of executes. To be fair, if you do Aegis the execute, you actually will Aegis it, but it's harder to do because it's a CC leading into it. See, we can juke that right there, and we can frag this man. Look at that. Look at that sexy Ao Kuang mechanics right there. That was actually a really good example of the juke aspect of the 1. Yeah, Wheelix, you don't win these. Yeah, we are getting a little fed right now. We're starting to get to our nonsense mode. Or our nonsense stage, I should say, where Ao Kuang, once you get the 2 and the 3 max, you start doing some big dumb stuff because you've got a lot of ability damage. Plus, we're getting our items finished. So, yeah, we're just kind of fragging. I mean, you got that? You got that. Good stuff, man. So, yeah, we're starting to pop off a bit. Yeah, I guess we finally got the abilities covered, man. It's been forever since I did one of these, so I did it a little slower through the video than I'd like. But it's been a while, man. I'll get back into the swing of things. It's funny, Isis has finally started to chill. I don't know if it's purely because I muted her, so I can't, like, see how hard she wants to invade, but it seems like she's calming down a bit. I'm not even entirely sure why. Alright, Shamans, how much do you cost now? 1900? I guess we can just back, it's fine. Yeah, Shamans is really good on Ao Kuang, by the way. The reason it's so good is normally gods that can proc some damage very quickly and then do a lot more after are very good for Shamans, because what you're trying to do is once you actually get the passive on it, you're trying to hit them with some damage, some of your ability damage, and they take 10% more after that. So with Ao Kuang, it's really good because you can do it with a 3 or a hit of the dragons from the 2, and that means everything after is going to do a lot more, and a lot of times that's a lot more damage it's going to be hitting for 10% harder, so it's actually really, really nice. Alright, at this stage, you have options to level your abilities differently. On Ao Kuang, I highly recommend not leveling the ultimate until you get your 2 and your 3 finish, because it's basically just an execute. What you do get is you get more initial damage and more landing damage on your ultimate. The landing damage being from the execute, you get a land after. Alright, we'll try and finish him. I actually should have executed him so he could go harder on Vulcan. That was actually a bit of a misplay there. Alright, we kind of need our cooldowns here. If we can sneak this on him... Oh, that just killed. Okay, that's cool. What's up? I think we're just good to fight. Yeah, we've got a beads here, so we should be pretty chill, I think. Oh, and we timed it perfect. Nice. In fact, we timed it so perfect, it looked like it didn't actually want to do it for a second. It looked like, it's like, is this really an execute? I guess. It looked like it almost like lagged me out of it. It was kind of weird. Medusa, crazy. What are you doing? Get off my boy. Alright, I'm crazy because I'm completely out of mana. I just killed myself. Or did I? I'm not totally sure now.
This compass does not seem to be working.
Oh, and we juked that too? Hang on, hang on. Oh my goodness. The jukes are so real. That was such a hot play. Alright, we're going to dip out. One thing to note, I think we covered the ultimate, right? We covered why we're not maxing that. Yeah, I think we basically covered that. Normally, I like to go with the 1 over the ultimate, even at this stage, because the 1 actually does damage as well. You've seen us use that a few times in fights already. And the execute is still going to stay an execute. So normally that's what I do. So do we want spear this game? I'm going to say we do. I'm going to say this is a good spear game. We already really have as much pen as we need. But if we want to do more to tank, spear is really nice. We can also go demonic grip, which I'm personally not a big fan of the way I play. I play a little more ability-based than a lot of people do. But we're going to go ahead and go Spear the Magus. Some people might get a little triggered because a lot of Ao Kuang mains normally don't. They prefer Demonic Grip. Personally, I kind of like Spear the Magus. But yeah, build-wise, what we want to be going, you'll see a lot of Bancrofts on Ao Kuang, and that's totally fine. From my personal experience, I really like rushing Pen Boots into Spear of Deso instead, and not even going Bancrofts. The reason for that is Bancrofts on Ao Kuang can be really good if you're getting low. But the downside to it is you don't get as much damage when you're actually high health. So there's a lot of situations where you're actually missing burst damage just for the theoretical damage of Bancroft's passive, because it gets more damage as you get lower. Which I personally think just isn't worth it. Pen's incredibly good, Spear of Deso is incredibly good, and so even though you do miss out on a little bit of sustain, generally Magical Lifesteal is just not that good, and I think it gets overrated. And so Spear of Deso gives us more burst damage, and Ao Kuang, you know, since he's basically a magical assassin, is really all about burst damage, so I think it's pretty perfect. But yeah, as far as our pen is concerned, going Spear the Magus is not really necessary right now for the squishies. Once they get a Heart Ward done, which is getting worked on right now, it'll actually be worth. But in the meantime, we're pretty much doing true damage because we have so much pen from Deso and from Boots and all that stuff. We'll try and get a little slow real quick. I don't know if we can kill her or not. Yeah? No? Game? got a little trolled by Hi-Rez right there, not gonna lie. Gotta try and juke these boys out a bit. Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks so much. We got hit by it. That doesn't even make sense. I think we got timing. We got hit by Vulcan turret the moment we invis. That's... Does it hit invis people? Is that a thing? I don't think it is. I think it just happened to launch before we invised and then hit us after, which is ridiculously unlucky. Nonetheless, that was super greedy. I deserve to die, but we almost got out of it anyways. Yeah, what I was going to say is once they get Heart Ward done, the extra pen from Spear the Magus will start to stand out more and actually be worth something. And otherwise, it's just going to help us do more damage to Sylvanas and to Amma because they're actually building defense. And eventually to a Wheelix, because she'll probably go an Ansel or something as well. But yeah, the rest of our build is going to be probably a Poly. Poly is really good on Ao Kuang as long as you auto-attack pretty much at all. But it's more of a later game item. You don't want to be getting it before you're hitting very hard with it, but it is something that can be super worth it. If you're auto-attacking at all, it's a nice chunk once you're already, 3-4 items in, because it's going to tend to be an extra 300 damage or so from normally what your first auto-attack out of dragons, typically. So it can be really, really good. We're not even going to do speed. Isis is just getting absolutely fragged. We're going to try and help. Sneak in with an invis. Hopefully not run out of dragons. We missed it anyways, so what does it matter? That sucks. Just getting kind of bopped right now. I'm not liking it. I still really want to kill. Please! Oh, we got the execute. We're going to heal a bit. We can actually get a bit greedy now. Oh, that's awkward. We should be fine. Yeah, if you want to go on me, you can go on me. Yeah, I don't think she does. Wait, what? Are they doing... They're not doing fire. No, they're not doing fire. I don't know why they're sticking around right now. It's just giving, like, Isis time to come in healed. It's kind of weird. They're just trying really hard to bait me.
On my way.
Yeah, you're starting to die. How does it feel? Dead. What the? Wheelix? Can I bait her a little bit more? Bop. Yeah, a lot of the time we're going to throw the twos right now in these fights because they are... part of it's just specific to this team comp. They have a lot of stuff that can be... We can get punished for auto-attacking a lot. Like a Wheelix gets time to Feather Step over us, which gives her immunity frames, for example. They have CCs that we can get hit by, where otherwise it's harder to be. Versus this specific team, we're a lot less likely to actually auto-attack. At least the way things are going so far. But, so we're throwing the dragons a bit right now. We're not always going to be doing that as much. We also just don't need the DPS as much versus the squishies that we get. Like, we can probably literally one-shot a squishy if we just auto-attack all 6 dragons. Alright, let's go ahead and work into a Rod, I guess, right now. I would go Poly. Again, we're throwing stuff so much. They're playing so aggressive versus me specifically, which makes sense. We're 14-2. But they're playing so aggressive against me right now. I think that we kind of need to just build ability base for the moment, and that might change in the near future. Yeah, very good look at how much you can do with Ao Kuang, though. Like, a lot of this has come down to... I feel like we've mostly picked our engagements pretty well. There's been plenty of times where even though we're 14-2, we've run away. And that's because Ao Kuang can absolutely get punished. I might have goofed big time just now. Yeah. Yeah, I tried really hard to get out of that. What happened was Amma obviously just ran at me. She's Amma, she's speedy as hell. But a Wheelix blink, and I did not expect a Wheelix to blink. If I stayed in my invis, I probably get out. Oh, that was actually a really hot ult from Arthur. He got out of that. He's still dead, but that was pretty hot. That was actually really well played. Yeah, no, we could have stayed in our invis and probably gotten out. What I did was I popped my one immediately for a tiny bit of poke, which didn't mean much. And it also gave us the cooldown back quicker. That's one thing to keep in mind is if you instantly pop the one versus staying in it, it'll pop the circle and start working on the cooldown. Whereas if you, basically like, let's say you instantly detonate, it's a 12-second cooldown. If you don't detonate it at all and wait for it to pop after 5 seconds, then it's a 17-second cooldown. So there's times where it's worth popping it instantly just for that. That was obviously not one of them because we just died. It's fine. We're allowed to make some misplays. But yeah, a lot of these fights so far, we've done a pretty good job, especially around Ama, playing pretty careful. It's a little ironic since we died to her there because I was playing too aggressive, and I didn't just completely dip as hard as possible. But we've mostly done a pretty good job picking our fights. At this point, part of what's happening as well is they're getting so ridiculously aggressive against me. They're trying to focus me so hard. It's like, oh, here's Ao Kuang. Everyone run at him. And that's not a fun time for us because even though we're somewhat safe because of the one, if you just get like completely like seized on, they just latch onto you. You don't have like long range mobility or anything. You don't have like a thought dash to get out of that. Okay, I want to get aggressive. I'm gonna let them engage first. There we go. Oh, we didn't quite time that. That sucks. I was really hoping that we could actually blink through that there as he started channeling it. It's fine. All right, they've got a Wheelix coming back up soon. I don't know if we can really push Phoenix. I think it's a little too greedy. We can go for mid tower though. Yeah, I don't know how well we can fight right now. Like, our team has fire. I don't have fire, so I'm kind of spooked. It helps them a lot because they get to just keep sustaining up. Ama getting in. I don't have beads, so it's really hard for us to fight this. I have to be really careful about how we engage. We're actually going to try and do a little bit. We missed it on Vulcan just barely, which sucks. I tried to use the invis just to stay sneaky, which didn't really turn into anything because we're just grouped up as 5 people. I mean, again, we're an assassin. Grouping up or fighting 5 grouped people is not exactly what we're good at. So there was not much to do there. Because if I actually go in on Vulcan, if I actually commit, then I just die, right? Like I'm just in the middle of all of them, you know, trying to fight like a bot. Okay, they are still up there. I don't really know why. We're gonna dip out. Guys, do you really want a 2v5 just so they don't get gold? I don't know about these plays right now, man. Good night, everyone. Yeah, no, I don't get why we keep fighting right now. Like, they already won the fight. Like, stop trying to give them more kills. Being all greedy. It is funny how often that happens, man. A lot of people definitely have that habit of it's like, wait, we're winning the game. Why would we not be fighting? It's like, how about because you're 2v5? That's a good way to keep throwing the game. Yeah, it's not a big deal if they do pyro, man. It's just pyro, dude. It's pretty much trash. Like, it's fine if they get it. We finally have beads for this fight. We didn't in the last one, so we can play more aggressive. And we finally have 4 people, so this actually might be an okay fight. All right, we are going to get out of the Amol if we can. We were only able to reach Sylve with the slow, but we'll be able to land an execute in half a second. Or just kill him. I couldn't reach him, so we had to just kill him. That sucks. Oh, she's all the way over there. I was hoping we could catch Ama because she was still low, but she was crazy far. But that's fine. We should have just zoned them for fire. Hui's back up. Sylve is dead. A lot of them just ran away. It should be pretty free. Yeah, look at our DPS right now. I mean, this is without Hui. So much of that is just Ao Kuang being stupid. It's so ridiculously hard. Yeah, we can actually take a little glimpse, right? I guess the boys are going to push, so we don't need to back. We can take a little glimpse at it right now. Our damage before protections with our auto attacks, for example, is before the actual auto attack damage, 250 a hit. And then the actual autos are probably hitting for, let's see. Yeah, I could guess like 100, 130, something like that. So a lot of the time our actual, like our individual autos with our dragons are going to hit around 350, which is just absolutely nuts. Like that's crazy, right? Because we're doing that pretty quickly as well. Speaking of which, I think we're finally going to get... I think we'll go Magi's. Yeah, I think we'll go Magi's. I was going to say I think we'll finally get a Demonic Grip and hit a little faster, which is nice for the 2, but I think we need Magi. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, I think that'll actually be nicer this game. They've got enough CC that we're dealing with sometimes, like Ama ult, Sylvanas ult, Wheelix 2, I guess. Like, they've got enough stuff. It's kind of obnoxious. We're juking a lot of it, but not all of it. So I think Magi's will be really good. In general, since Ao Kuang is a mage, I feel like with mages you normally get a certain point in the build where you can build more damage, but it's kind of unnecessary. And I think that definitely applies for Ao Kuang. You can definitely feel free to get your core build done and then go, you know, Winged Blade, go Magi's Blessing, go different stuff like that. That's, if it's really important, that game is totally worth it because you already hit really hard just from your ability damage. You don't entirely need to get more magical power for your scaling. Okay, team is insanely split. I don't know where we go. I think we're going to go on the Medusa here and see if we can make a play. It looks like she knows. I think she spotted me. All right, we'll just shove mid with the team then. So for a fight like this, we do want to try and look to sneak into the back line. In fact, I don't know how much of a point there was in that. I tried to invis in, but like they could see me under Phoenix, so that was a bad play. We're actually going to go right real quick because they are just not defending us. I'm going to see if we can get it done. Yeah, we should actually get it unless they come here to defend. Not the most normal play, but it works really well. I mean, we get a free Phoenix. So even if we lose the fight, we still got a Phoenix out of that. All right, Vulcan might just be dead. I missed. Just kidding. We'll have to beat that just in case. There was a chance that we got a little wrecked off that Vulcan knockup. Didn't want to risk it. Yeah, we got right Phoenix. That's fine. Hui died. Not a big deal. No one else did. We can still maybe get mid. Okay. Probably not get mid Phoenix. Ice is pretty low. Pretty low, just kind of ate a turret. Yeah, I don't know, man. And we also don't really have actives up because I used everything. We'll yoink this real quick. Yeah, I think it's smarter to retreat here. But we'll see if we can make a sneaky play, honestly. They absolutely know. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I didn't think they would literally know. I didn't think they had wards on it. I figured they just heard me. But no, they actually had a ward there. Good thing we spotted. Okay, they sentry'd it. Good thing we spotted it out. Alright, well, I guess we just get out here. That's fine. Yeah, once you get to this stage of the game, it can get a little awkward to play Ao Kuang because you need to dive so hard when they clump this hard, and a lot of that just comes down to your team. If you have enough presence as an assassin to force them to group as hard as they're grouping in a lot of these situations. You know, if they're, let's say they're under Phoenix and their team is positioned in this circle we're making right now. If they're in that small of a circle, every single person gets hit by Isis ult. 3 or 4 people get hit by Amo ult. Everyone gets hit by Hui ult. You know, like when they're clumping that hard because they're terrified of the Ao Kuang or whatever assassin you're playing, that's a huge advantage for your team. But obviously it's a disadvantage to you because it means if you actually dive, it can be... She didn't notice we got the Phoenix. It can actually be really, really punishing. You can just get wrecked. So basically, that's one thing for us to keep in mind. In this game, they've started to clump really hard in a lot of these places, which is, you know, pretty good to defend against us. But we don't need to force things. We don't need to play really aggressive because it already lets our team play more aggressive. You know, when your abilities as a mage or a hunter or whoever can hit more people, that's an inherent advantage. And we can just let them have that. Okay, I don't know why I threw that at her. That was kind of stupid. I should have gone for the melees. We still did a good amount of damage anyways, but could have been better. I'm really hoping we can clean her up here. I think we're not going to be able to. We took wisps. Yeah, no, I was hoping we could blink after her. That kind of sucks. We can just go on fire. We don't need to chase. The more we zone them off fire, the better. It is going to be a little while before it spawns, so it might not mean a whole lot that we kept them off there. But I think that's still decent. They do have to defend right lane. Right lane's actually pushing right now. It looks like Medusa's back to defend, which means she won't be part of this fight, which means it'll be a 4v4 at best for them. So we can actually definitely take the fight. It'll be, or I guess I don't know why I said 4v4, 5v4 at best for them. So that's something to keep in mind too if they actually try and get aggressive. It looks like they're not. Yeah, they're all in mid. We're good. All right, push left, push mid, try and get some Phoenixes, and then hopefully we can finally wrap the game up. Yeah, in these fights, we're going to try and stay, not like passive, but we're going to try and not overextend. Because if I get picked doing something stupid, that's going to be really bad. Because even if we're not actively doing anything, like I brought up, if they're grouping like that, then that's still an advantage for our team. So even if we're not actively impacting the fight, we're still clumping them together harder just from being, you know, a scary 15-3 Ao Kuang. That sucks. I thought I saw someone there. I did not think we're actually going to get hit from there. I figured he was farther back. Okay, we're going to look for a chance to blink. Again, look at how hard they grouped right there. They're finally starting to split, but they grouped ridiculously hard, and so we did not have a chance into that fight. We're just having to fight the guys in front. Now we might finally have a chance to get in the back. See, there we go. And that was such a good example. That was such a good example. They started off really... Okay. That was kind of troll. They started off really grouped. They finally split. We're able to get in and do some work. Can you come here? Medusa? Stay in your fountain. All right, I'm getting kind of wrecked. I was assuming I was going to get rooted there, and I just beads, and that was kind of bad. Trying not to get rooted if we can avoid it, because that's going to get me killed. There we go. I think that's game. We got Left Phoenix done. We've got fire minions from right. I think we can just end right now, as long as I don't just eat Medusa damage. Yeah, GG. So that was the A to Z for Ao Kuang. Hopefully you guys like the return of the series. I have so much fun doing these videos. That's partially a lie. I have zero fun with all the videos that don't get uploaded. I have a lot of fun with the videos that finally get uploaded. There's so much stuff to go through in these videos. It's a little taxing, but I like the concept of the series a lot. So hopefully you guys enjoy the return of it. Again, I will try and get these out more often because it's been way too inconsistent. And as we've been doing the Assassin A to Z, I've definitely been missing these because I do think they're a really good series for SMITE. I feel like it's something that's just kind of entirely lacking, pretty much. It's just a straight up in-game gameplay guide for each god to kind of go over their stuff and how to play them and get a good look at them. I do think we played really well that game too, that we got really good picks without getting picked back a lot, which is definitely something you can do on Ao Kuang, but can be really difficult on Ao Kuang because he's such a high commitment, aggressive character. There's not a whole lot of leeway to misplay in a lot of those situations. You're either not going to be aggressive and not have a lot of impact, or you'll be really aggressive and then put yourself in a lot of spots where you might die. And we played it well enough that we died very rarely, which is great. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.
I've been seeking for the glory. Say my name. And I've been trying to write my own story in the search for fame. I'm sitting here in this empty room. Walls keep tumbling down.